Welcome to our channel. Before we dive into yet another fascinating mythy, would like to invite you to watch, to like, and subscribe to the channel. Also activate the notification bell. This helps us continue to bring you in-depth studies and impactful revelations. Long before USB4 his storyboard, Memorithea was something else here. Civilization advantless sounds impossible. Evidence says otherwise. Atrices buried deep underground stricus, older than we can explain, allege that shouldn't exist, and the question remains, were they? The CIA once classified this ideally. Why hide something if it's nonsense? Unless it isn't. Her planet is over 4 billion years old. Humans have been here for just 300,000. Do we really believe we were the first? If a civilization rose millions of years ago, would we even find its remains? Or has time erased everything? Science says yes. 0 years is all it takes. Cities crumble, steel turns to dust. Nature takes it all back. If there was a civilization before us, wouldn't see their skyscrapers, wouldn't find their machines, wouldn't even know they exist. We start looking, but what if we already have? What if the signs are everywhere and we just refuse to see? Look at the pyramids scattered across the world. Egypt, Mexico, by different cultures in different time side, following the same descent, or a shared knowledge from something older. The stones fit perfectly. No mortano gapses if they were shaped by something beyond simple tools. Walls like these exist in Peruvian, Grecian, Japan. Even on Easter is landspirated by ocean sea art, somehow connected. These ancient civilizations really figure this out alone, or did someone teach them? A civilization long gone, one that came before, but where are their ruins? Where are their cities? Where is the proof? It may already be buried, lost beneath layers of time. Worse, destroyed, whip clean by disasterist, by the forces of the earth. Floods, volcanoes, ages 10,000 years is all it takes. Earth has had millions sentient ruins tell a story, one we were never taught. In Pakistan, the city of Harapova, 4,000 years old, but its design too advanced for its time. Perfectly aligned streets, north to southeast to west, underground drainage systems, freshwater pipe spools sealed with resina. Level of engineering far beyond its era. Who taught them this? Where did they learn it? In Egypt? Another Mr. Rife, serapemissive, granite boxes, perfect angle, smooth surface, made in a time when metal tools were primitive as though. How did they do it? Marks on the stone, deep grooves sexically like modern drills. Did they have advanced technology? Or were they shown something lost to history? The same questions repeating, different places and different times. A hidden paterna, buried pastif, a great civilization once existed. We know about it. Maybekers were not supposed to hat if the truth was erased. Not by time but on purpose. History is written by the victors, but what if the real victors are long gone? What if the civilization before us was wiped out? Not by warnet, by diseasable, by something far greater. Arrested a disaster so massive that it buried everything. Crushed stone turned cities to duster. Cataclysm kind that only happens once in millions of years. An asteroid, a global flood, an ice age that lasted thousands of years. What would survive? Nothing given. Today if humanity vanished, cities would be gone in 10,000 years. No skyscrapers, no factorious, no satellites, only anomalies waiting to be found, just like the ones we keep discovering. Structures older than they should be, tools too advanced for their knowledge. That shouldn't exist. Maybe we weren't the first. Maybe there was another, and maybe they saw the end coming. What if they knew? What if they saw it coming? Not immortality watched the skisi, studied the earth, and they saw the disaster before it struck. What do you, Dowhan? You know the end is near. You prepare, you leave something behind. Knowledge gurgers. Where would they hide it? Not on the surface, and it in the open underground within the earth. Beneath the ocean, somewhere safe, somewhere the next civilization might find itis. That why ancient sites are built on energy lines? Is that why pyramids appear across the world? Is that why some myths speak of gods who came from the stars and then vanished? Maybe they weren't gods, maybe they weren't aliens, maybe they were survivors, last remnants of a lost world trying to guide the next unnaturing to warn us. But did we listen, or did we forget, just like they did? Warnings were left, messages carved in stone, stories passed through generations, but time turns. Warnings into myths and myths into legends. Atlantia, great civilization, in a single day of fantasy. Or a memory. The Hopi speak of the first world, a time before this own near world, wiped away by Thoth. Mahabharata tells of ancient war weapons, like fire from the sky, destruction beyond imagination. Bible speaks of a flood, a resetter world before. Ours arrays said different, culture is different, stories, but the same message or something came before Yezond. It was lost, but why? What did they do? Did they destroy themselves, or was it something bigger? Something they couldn't control? Something that comes in successor, receta paterna fate. We may not escape. What if history is not a straight line? What if it repeats? What if we are just the latest chapter in a book that has been written before? What if we are next? What if the cycle is real, and we are running out of time? Science says civilization is fragile. Yoni disaster is all at Tekiza. Supervolcanoa, solar storm, asteroid, global flood. All of these have happened before Yon. They will happen again. Question is, will we survive? The last civilization didn't. They were erased, their cities, buried their knowledge, lost, but maybe not all of it. Enchant. Texts speak of gods who fled off, teachers who returned after the disaster of knowledge being passed down in secret. What if some of them made it? What if their wisdom is still out there, hidden, protected, twing to be rediscovered? Abe. That's why some knowledge appears too early. Why some discoveries don't fit the timeline. History has gaps no one can explain. Best we are not the first. We won't be the last. Cycle continuous, pattern repeats. Real question is, will we learn before it's too late? Or will we vanish, just like those who came before us? The signs are everywhere, breed, deep hidden in plain sight, ruins, older than they should be. Maps that show lands long submerged, artifacts that don't fit historia. Hammer found in rock, millions of years old. Metal sphere, buried in koala star map, carved thousands of years before telescopable things that shouldn't exist. History is wrong, endless. We are missing something big since says humans have only been advanced for a few thousand years, but the Earth is over 4 billion years old. We really the first? Or just the first to remember? If there was a civilization before Uswald, we even know. Their cities would be gone. Their machines would be dust. Time would erase almost everything. Golmist, some things. Survey carved in stone, built to last. Pyramid too massive to explain. Maybe they left these on purpose. Messiah, warning not in words, but in what they built. Look deeper, question everything, because the past is not what it seems. Sand, the truth. It may change everything. The truth has been buried not just by time, but by those who don't want it known. We did the CIA classify ancient history? Why do discoveries disappear? Why are some ideas silenced? Because if we are not the first, everything changes. Story of human progress. A lithe timeline of civilization. Wrong. We're taught that history moves in one direction, primitive to advanced, caveman to space travel. Bat. What if it's a cycle? What if others have risen before and fallen? What if the missing pieces of history aren't missing at all? Just hidden. Be time, be disaster, be design. We are ancient sites off limits. Why do some ruins remain unexplored? Why do mainstream scientists refuse to ask these questions? Because the truth is dangerous. It means we are not unique. Note special notes means civilization is fragile, and we may be standing on the edge without even knowing if past holds answers, but only if we are willing to see the mare. Or will we repeat the same mistakes and vanish just like they did? The clock is ticking, cycle is moving forward, and we are part of it. We think we are advanced. Z. Our technology makes us untouchable. History cannot repeat, but history does not care. Disaster comes without warning. It has happened before, it will happen again. It's fresh. Earth resets itself, civilizations rise, and fallend time erases the past. Bet. What if the ones before us saw it coming? What if they tried to warn us? The pyramids, the myth, hidden knowledge, clues left behind for those willing to look. But are we looking, or are we ignoring the truth? The signs are Herebeneth, the ground bind. The stories we were told past is not what we think, and the future It may not be what we expect. We are just another chapter, ho. Does this one end? Do we survive? Or do we vanish? Just like the ones before us.